Hey everybody, Lord Jackal here. What you're looking at is a picture from the 50 Fact Extravaganza that I think strongly implies that Snake is going to be playable in Smash 4, the Wii U and 3DS. God damn that title. Alright, so first let's backtrack a little bit and just kind of explain where I'm coming from with this. So at the 50 Fact Extravaganza, we basically got confirmation that the padlock theory, or whatever you want to call it, a lot of people were thinking this, not just me, that there would be more characters coming to the roster. There were a lot of elements, such as All-Star Mode and the layout of the screen, that heavily implied the roster would be fluid, and what we had seen was not all we were going to get. We got that confirmed with the announcement of DLC, specifically Mewtwo, early next year. However, Sakurai didn't put down any ground rules on whether that was the only character we'd be getting, whether there'd be more DLC, whether there would be more characters at launch. None of that. But it basically did open the door and basically showed us that the 3DS final roster was not going to be the definitive final roster for the entirety of Smash 4. So, coming from that, during the 50 Fact Extravaganza, during the Direct, I kept thinking, you know what? I feel like there's going to be more characters in the Wii U version of the game. The reason is they announced that the starting roster of the Wii U would be larger than the 3DS's starting roster. And if you take a look at it, it seems pretty clear. I mean, they said that, and when you look at it, it seems like the only characters who aren't on their starting roster are the clones, Duck Hunt Dog, Rob, Game & Watch. Very, very few characters. And this is after the 3DS version already had a very small amount of unlockable characters. Falco is also not on the starting roster for some reason. So, given this, because we're going to have a larger starting roster on the Wii U version, to me that said there are going to be more secret characters as well, because the Wii U version is a larger version of the game in pretty much every way, and it makes more sense to have more difficult unlocks on the Wii U version than the 3DS version. And with the 3DS version having so few unlocks and such easy unlocks, and the Wii U having things like event mode and all these other methods with which you could put in unlocked characters, it seemed very likely to me that we would see more characters that weren't just DLC added later, but would actually be in the initial game. That would be then patched into the 3DS version some way or the other. I don't know exactly how they would do it. Just looking at the design of the game so far, that's how I feel. But the biggest piece of evidence so far, leaning towards any specific character, for me, there's a picture going around, and I checked the Direct, and this actually is in there. When they were showing off events mode, they showed this picture right here, where they showed off an event called Solidarity. And this entire screenshot is full of so many Metal Gear references, and I have a really hard time believing that it's anything other than the method for unlocking Snake. Here's why. So, as you can see, it talks about blood relatives and showing people who's boss. Blood relatives are a huge theme in the Metal Gear series, the Solid series specifically. Being that a lot of the main characters are genetic copies of each other, and family is like a really huge theme. A lot of characters have issues with other characters who they're related to, stuff like that. And boss is a pretty recurring word as well in the series. Both the boss and Big Boss are two of the larger characters in Metal Gear Solid 3, which recently came out on the 3DS. Was ported, I should say. It didn't first come out there. It came out a long time ago. But and Solidarity, as the title, is obviously a reference to Solid Snake. But the kicker for me, the thing that really got me, was in the bottom left. It shows two players are logged in, and it's David and John. David is the real name of Solid Snake, and John is the real name of Naked Snake, or Big Boss, who is essentially Solid Snake's father. Snake's a clone. I don't know if you'd consider them blood relatives. The cloning physics are a bit iffy. I haven't done it very much. The point is, being a Metal Gear fan, as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, this is really blatant. It also says that there is a hidden character unlocked through this mode, as you can see. If you look at it, it says, oh, unlock the secret character blank blank blank. And I'm having a hard time thinking of who else that unlocked character would be, because Bowser Jr. and Luigi are both on the starting roster. And as you can see, the picture to the left makes it seem like you'll be fighting Mario and Luigi and Bowser Jr. As Rosalina and Olimar. The only other character I could possibly even think of maybe being in here is potentially Duck Hunt Dog, because he fights in a kind of tandem fashion, sort of like Rosalina and Olimar. But I don't know if I feel 100% on that. There's a chance it could be Lucina, but she's not really a blood relative to anybody in this game. Marth, Ike, and Robin are all unrelated to Lucina. So that's a little iffy. I guess, maybe, I don't know, maybe Marth is actually an ancestor or something. Either way, it doesn't seem that strong. And there's also the possibility that maybe it's Dr. Mario. Seeing as how he is just another version of Mario. I'm not sure. But to me, it seems like everything on this page is heavily leaning towards Snake. Snake is also a character that Sakurai has refused to talk about since the game came out. He's talked about a number of characters who had been cut, but he didn't mention Snake. He also didn't mention Ridley, and Ridley wound up being in the game. And I'm sure he's been asked about Ridley and about Snake, but he won't talk about people who were in the game for obvious reasons, not until they're announced. So to me, personally, this reads as an over 50% chance, I'd say maybe around 70% for me, that Snake is going to be in the game. And that we will see other characters to be unlocked via methods like this as well. Let me know what you think below. This isn't set, obviously. God knows we don't really know what Sakurai is thinking. He could just be trolling. But to me, I think it's definitely worth thinking about, and I would not be surprised. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.